guys managed to also snag some product. Fortunately, I did manage to pre-order this ETB on Pokemon Center, and that just arrived today, as well as a booster box and booster bundle. Yay! This particular set is a lot smaller than Ascended Heroes, which had like 300 cards. This one only has 90 new cards, but there are a ton of fun new illustration rares and lots of playables. Plus, I need more Pokepads, guys. I also wanted to apologize quickly that I was not able to get a Pokemon card opening video out this past week. However, I did finally finish my first roleplay, which you can check out up here if you have not seen it yet. It is the first of many in a little series I am starting called Journey Red, which will follow all the major events in the original Pokemon Red and Blue. It is a series that I've been wanting to do for a while and is really near and dear to my heart because I grew up on the original Pokemon games and it's really an homage to my childhood. So hopefully you guys can check that out if you're interested. And without further ado, let's get started. Secret powers awaken. The pulse of the city beats in sync with the Pokemon and people who call it home. And preserving the order of it all is 𝓔𝓵𝓵𝓚 EX, the legendary Pokemon who embodies strength in numbers. With threatening forces held at bay, peaceful days are ahead for the city's residents, including Pokemon like 𝓔𝓵𝓵𝓚 EX, 𝓔𝓺𝓼𝓻 and Meowth EX in the Pokemon TCG Mega Evolution Perfect Order expansion. As you can see here, there's a sneak peek of the special promo card that comes in this ETB that I'm so excited about because he's one of my favorites. Also, dinosaurs are just awesome, so can't wait to see how that is. Per usual, the ETB comes with a very handy player's guide that will go over a bunch of the new cards and some fun strategies you can use in gameplay. Take a quick peek. The first page features some of the awesome new SIRs, which is Special Illustration Rare. Basically means an EX card that has a full art design. We actually pulled the 𝓔𝓵𝓵𝓚 SIR the other day, and I love him. He's just so hilarious. But there is also the 𝓔𝓵𝓵𝓚 card, 𝓔𝓵𝓵𝓵𝓚, and awesome Meowth card that I would love to get. We actually already pulled this Lumio City full art during my adult build and battle packs. the set to help you keep track of your collection. And I love that they actually show you like the holo versus reverse holo, so you can check it off as you go. So many fun new guides in this. And at the very end, they have the illustration rares that you can get. There's so many cool ones that I love. First off, let's take a look at the awesome promo card that we receive in this set. The special promo that comes with this ETB features the 𝓒𝓪𝓻 Pokemon. Oh, I love this card so much. It's so much fun. It looks like he just got super angry and smashed his way through this like little mountain rocky side and through the tree trunk. Oh, that's so much fun. I love it. Since this is a Pokemon Center edition of the ETB, you actually receive 2 copies of the promo card, and one of them has the Pokemon Center stamp right there. You can see, which is always fun. Oh, this is so fun. Oh man. So the ETBs always come with 6 little dividers to help organize your cards, and normally they're all the same image on them, but this particular ETB actually features all the different stages of the side card. You have this little cell stage. Oh, look how cute he is. He looks so happy. His final form there. And even closer up on him. Oh, I love that they did this. This is kind of like the in-between stage, I believe. And the doggy stage that meets you a bunch of times in Legend CA. I actually prefer this form out of all of them for him, just because I love dogs. But this is so cool that they did this. I hope they actually continue this trend in future ETBs. We also receive a lovely coin to use in gameplay. This one features the little cell version of the side card. Although it's a little scratch there, that's a bummer. But oh well. Still very fun. It's the happy version. He has the cute little anime like happy expression. Yay. They've also included a pack of 65 sleeves to protect your cards while you're playing. I do wish that they would make them with like a textured background, because all of the official like Pokemon card sleeves are really smooth and it makes it really hard to shuffle if you actually want to use them in gameplay. So I actually use like the Dragon Shield sleeves for my actual cards if I'm playing in person. But I love the design of these. So cute. And they also include a nice new dice set with the damage counter dice and a full-size die to roll heads and tails for. I'm glad that they went back to this nicer packaging for the dice in the Ascended Heroes ETB that I opened previously. It was just like in a little sealed plastic bag, and so I had to find a separate storage for it. Which actually, if you get any of the Pokemon Also included in all ETBs is just a massive pack of energies, which is very handy to build out new decks. And last but not least, we receive 11 packs of Perfect Order to open together. Yay! Normally, ETBs only come with 9 packs, but because this is a Pokemon Center edition, we receive 2 bonus packs. Awesome! Let's start off with our first pack that features the adorable Meowth on the cover. Meowth, Meowth, Meowth. He is another card that I would definitely love to get. Here's a QR code for those of you who are playing in TCG Live. Energy trick to the front, and we begin the evening with a dark energy. First off, we have an item card, the Energy Search. Kind of looks like a little digital holo pad, and you can like press a different energy button to make it appear. That's fun. Get my camera to focus on that a little better. Oh, we have an adorable Furfrou up next. This Furfrou looks like it is waiting for its trainer outside of a lovely little cafe in Limio City. Makes me want to get a croissant or galette. Oh. We have the Tyrant up next. He's looking very fierce and ready to rumble. This is a very fun card, but I think I like the full art even more. I kind of like the kind of more anime cartoon style they did for the promo in comparison to this one. We have a lovely Servine basking in some lovely sun rays. Looks like she's found like a secret lake in the middle of the forest. And it's such a lovely day. Oh, I actually don't think I've pulled this card yet. We have a 𝓒𝓪𝓻𝓭. He's like a very spiky, fiery turtle Pokemon. Has a lot of wind energy blasting around him as he stands in this very desolate looking canyon. Very cool. We have the supporter Naveen. She's standing inside of Zone 1 in Limio City. She was an interesting character with like the fashion design backstory, although I feel like her personality was not as fun as some of the other characters. We have a reprint of Judge. This is actually probably going to be seeing a lot more use in gameplay nowadays because he requires both players to shuffle their hand back into their deck and draw 4 cards. But while he's a reprint, the reason I think he's going to be seen more is because Iono has rotated out of standard format, so there's really not that much hand disruption options right now. 𝓒𝓪𝓻 was actually one of the 4 decks that you could get in the build-in battles, and he was very powerful in that format because of his weaponized swords attack. What it does is you can reveal any number of 𝓐𝓬𝓬𝓮𝓼, 𝓒𝓪𝓻, or 𝓔𝓺𝓻 and your hand, and it does 60 damage for each card that you decide to reveal in that way. But it is extra powerful in the build and battle format because normally you're limited to 4 cards of each Pokemon in your deck, but in pre-release you can put any number of them as you want. So you could pack your deck with extras to have a higher chance of being able to deal a ridiculous amount of damage. And fun. For our first rare of the night, we have the Dugong. He is seen here surfing his way through a giant wave and looking very confident while he does. He has an ability called Wash Out, which reads, as often as you like during your turn, you may use this ability and move a water energy from one of your benched Pokemon to your active. Very cool. Get our hollows nice and sleeved up. Our lovely 𝓒𝓪𝓻. Do you guys sleeve up all of your hollows? I know some people will only do the really rare cards, but I kind of like protecting all of them, even if they're a common reverse hollow. Moving on to pack number 2. Featuring the Mega Stymy, which I have pulled this out that we pulled in our last video. Such a fun card. Love it. Let's see if Mega Stymy is hiding some good friends inside. You go, your next QR code of the night. Energy to the front, and some dabbies for good luck. Alright. Our next pack features a water energy to go with the Starmie on the cover. We have the item Antique Jaw Fossil up first. This item is required if you actually want to play the Tyrant deck, because he's actually a stage 1 Pokemon, and you need to play the Antique Jaw Fossil first before you can evolve it into the Tyrant. However, you actually cannot play him on your first turn in the active spot, which a lot of people messed up during our build and battle. So if you do plan to play this deck, then make sure you have enough basic Pokemon to not take too many mulligans in the beginning. We have another lovely 𝓤𝓵 up next. 𝓤𝓵's one weakness is its inflated sense of pride. It takes a while for 𝓤𝓵 to be able to cooperate with other Pokemon. We have a lovely Mawile standing outside of the giant prism tower. Looks like it's almost posing for a photo in front of it. That's fun. is kind of coming out at dusk and is just roaming around in its wild zone. It's born from gases. Anyone would faint if engulfed by its gaseous body, which contains poison. We have a very majestic looking Meowstic up next. Meowstic, who is lounging around on this giant fluffy red mat. It looks like she's actually outside in a garden because you can make out a chain-linked fence behind her and some beautiful flower pots and a watering can. Very pretty. We have the 𝓔𝓺𝓻 to go with the Doublade that we just found. 𝓔𝓺𝓻. This 𝓔𝓺𝓻 is falling towards us from the skies, as if he just did a giant jump surprise attack. We have the new stadium card, Lumiose City. This stadium reads, once during each player's turn, that player may search their deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto their bench. Then, that player shuffles their deck. If a player searches their deck in this way, then their turn ends. It's interesting because I feel like it'll be more useful at the beginning and early game. So if you drew a really bad starting hand and didn't have enough basic Pokemon on your bench, then it would be nice to do that on your first turn. So because you can't attack anyways, so you might as well end your turn by adding another to your bench. For our first reverse hollow, we have 𝓒𝓪𝓻. 𝓒𝓪𝓻. She's looking actually a little bit upset at us, as if we were following her around and she is not having it. But she is in a very luscious little field of yellow tulips. Beautiful sunset going on too. Oh, what? Oh my god. This is insane, you guys. I've only hit a couple of SIRs. I think one or two out of all the sets. It was just one of them was an Arven's one and the Team Rocket's Nidoking. So the fact that I've hit both the Mega Starvey and the Mega Psy card. zone. And we have our lovely little Luxio behind him. Yay! Well, guys, I don't even need to open any more packs. I'm pretty happy already. But let's keep rolling with pack number 1, 2, visited by Landorus grant such bountiful crops that it has been hailed as the guardian of the fields. And nice and secure. We have our crushing hammer over Versailles. And our Walucha. Moving on to pack number 4. This one features the Mega Zygarde at the front, which usually I have a fun little model in the background for all my ETB videos, but they have actually not released one of the little build your own model kits for Zygarde yet, which I was kind of bummed about. So we have our Mega Floette instead, who is gigantic compared to my tiny little Meowth over there. That's okay. Maybe they'll release one in the future. We have another QR code for you. Another energy to the front. I feel like I'm still shaking from the Mega Zygarde pull. This pack begins with a red hot fire energy. And go with that, we have another Salandit. The Salandit features one attack, the Fire Clash, for 20 damage. We have a adorable Snorlax up next. This Snorlax is seen here relaxing underneath the shade of a giant tree in a nice little field. Oh, he looks just so happy and content. He has 2 attacks, one called Gourmandizer and another Collapse. The Gourmandizer says you get to flip a coin until you get tails, and you can search your deck for any amount of basic energy up to the number of heads and attach it to the Snorlax, which is very necessary because his Collapse attack takes 4 energy, which is hard to do, but it does do 160 damage, so that's cool. We have another item card, the classic Pokeball. I believe this is actually a reprint item as well. It lets you flip a coin, and if you get heads, then you can search your deck for any Pokemon to add to your hand. It's nice that you can do any Pokemon of any evolution type, but again, I don't like leaning on to the coin flips that often. However, I think is Ultra Ball. Yeah, Ultra Ball should still be in play, so never mind. Following the Pokeball, we have the lovely Esper, which is another one of my favorites. I just love how she always has this like giant So cute. You've seen here like napping on the floor in this lovely little study. There's like a desk with a bunch of books and notes. It's so fun. I always love all like the slice of life full arts. It's really cool. Esper. We have another one of my favorite Pokemon, the 𝓒𝓪𝓻𝓭. And I just love the design of this card, which it's done by one of my favorite artists, 𝓔𝓺𝓾𝓲𝓹. He always has just like such interesting and intricate line work and details in his art. So beautiful. Love it. The 𝓒𝓭𝓻 has an ability called Sky Hunt, which lets you flip a coin once during your turn, and if you get a heads, you can discard any random card from your opponent's hand. Following the 𝓒𝓭𝓻, we have a Drapion, who is an ogre scorpion. I never realized he was described as an ogre. That's funny. He is seen here emerging from a dark cave and is ready to battle. Following the Drapion, we have another new supporter card featuring 𝓒𝓪𝓻𝓭. I love how they have all the little canary dolls in the background of this. That's so fun. 𝓒𝓪𝓻𝓭 is extremely useful in fighting decks because he lets you put up to 4 of any combination of fighting Pokemon or basic energy cards back from your discard into your hand. That is super, super useful. For our next reverse holo, we have another lovely Dewgong. The Dewgong features an attack called Wave Splash for 60 damage. For our next reverse holo, we have the lovely Aromatisse. Oh, I just love the art in this one as well. The illustrator is Mori Yu. I always just love it when they do such like intricate details and like really intentional with their design and placement of everything. It's so fun. And no way. Okay, it's just a regular E, but still. We have another Mega Zygarde EX. Always good to get Mega Pokemon. Oh, so fun. I just love the design that they do with all the Mega cards. It just has much more interesting textures to me than the EX cards in Scarlet and Violet. So, the Mega Zygarde has 2 attacks. The first one is called Gaia Wave, which does 200 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, the Zygarde takes 30 less damage from attacks, which is always nice. And he has a special attack called Nullifying Zero, which reads, for each of your opponent's Pokemon, you get to flip a coin, and if heads, the attack does 150 damage to that Pokemon. What? That's really fun. There's also a special item card in this particular set that gives the Mega Zygarde an additional super powerful attack. So if we come across any of those, then I'll point that out to you guys. Very fun. I'll have to try playing him out. I apologize that I have not been able to record any of the TCG Live gameplay ASMR videos in a while, but I do intend to make some more, so for those of you who have been asking, they will be coming, I promise. us is seen here swinging his giant magnetic arms towards us. I always found him to be such a silly Pokemon because he's like basically a giant magnetic nose with a very furry mustache. We actually pulled the full art of him as well in the prize pack videos for my build and battle. We have a classic Raticate. I love the art on this card because it looks like the Raticate has just completely desolated someone's server room and has chewed through all of their electronics and wires. We have a new supporter, the 𝓔𝓺𝓻. She was the trainer who, I don't know if she owned or just was a part of the very fancy hotel in 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭. She lets you heal 150 damage from one of your psychic Pokemon. Following 𝓔𝓺𝓻, we have a mighty Hippowdon. I still love how you can see 𝓤𝓚𝓻 in the background of this card. That's very fun. The Hippowdon is a fighting hippo, and he features 2 attacks, Twister Spewing and Heavy Impact. The Twister Spewing does 80 damage, and if you had played a 𝓤𝓚𝓻 from your hand that turn, then you get to discard the top 3 cards from your opponent's deck. Very cool. For our first reverse holo, we have another lovely Furfrou. Historically, in the Kalos region, these Pokemon were the designated guardians of their king. It's always a little bit difficult to read the descriptions on some of the reverse holo cards because they're so shiny. Our next reverse holo, we have the adorable 𝓔𝓺𝓻, or 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓻. I think that's how it's pronounced. Apologies if I mispronounce any of the Pokemon names. He is seen here standing outside of the 𝓔𝓺𝓾𝓲𝓵 building, I believe it is. In the game, there's always one hanging out in front of it, kind of guarding it. Rubies for good luck. We begin this pack with a metal energy. Metal. We have another adorable 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭, but first, the powder that covers its body regulates its temperature, so it can live in any region or climate. Following the 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭, we have another Probopass. I feel like we're probably going to start seeing a lot of repeat Pokemon soon, just because there's so few Pokemon cards in this set, but that's okay. This Probopass features 2 attacks, rolling rocks for 60 damage, and obliterating nose. That is a title for 260 damage. But you have to discard 3 energies from the Probopass to use it. We have another lovely 𝓔𝓵𝓻. Its whiskers serve as antennas. By sending and receiving electrical waves, it can communicate with others over vast distances. Oh, we have an adorable fletchling up next. He's seen here on the rooftops in the building in Lumio City, and is perched on a flower bed featuring some beautiful blue flowers. I love it. I love how a lot of the artists put the Prism Tower in the backdrop. It's always fun. We have another 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓵 up next. 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓵 is the evolved form of Bunnelby, the little rabbit friend. With their powerful ears, they can heft boulders of a ton or more with ease. They can be a big help at construction sites. We have another 𝓔𝓵𝓻, a supporter card. 𝓔𝓵𝓻 lets you draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. But before you draw the cards, you're allowed to discard any number of cards from your hand, which is actually very cool. Because if you have a bunch of cards that you want to either get into your discard or just get rid of, then it makes it so you can have more space to draw. We have another Volcanion up next. Volcanion. It lets out billows of steam and disappears into the dense fog. It's said to live in mountains where humans do not tread. So fun. For our first reverse holo of this pack, we have the mighty 𝓒𝓵𝓻𝓻. 𝓒𝓵𝓻𝓻 is the evolved form of the tyrant, and is seen here in like a very prehistoric, volcanic looking scene. He has an awesome ability called 𝓒𝓵𝓻𝓿 Gutsy, which reads, if this Pokemon has any special energy attached to it, then it gets an additional 150 HP, which is insane because he is a non-EX type Pokemon, so he only will give your opponent 1 prize if you knock him out. But he starts off with 180 HP, so that makes it 330, I believe. Which definitely wreaked some havoc during the build-in battles. Oh, nice. That's funny. We have another Probopass full art. I say another because we pulled this in my last Perfect Order video. always fun to get duplicate full arts because then I can have them in my trade binder. Oh, such a funny card. I just love how it's like this up angle of him, so you're like overshadowed by his massive mustache. It's so fun. Probopass radiates such a powerful magnetic field that nearby electrical appliances are rendered useless while it is around. Probopass. And for the final card in this pack, we have a Superior. An intimidating gaze and majestic appearance have caused this Pokemon to be known as the Lord of the Forest. Very fun. A nice end sleeve back. Get our Probopass nice and secure. Man, we're doing very well tonight. And our 𝓒𝓪𝓻𝓭 𝓐𝓬𝓬𝓮𝓼𝓼. Moving on to pack number 7. Featuring the adorable Mega 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭, which I just realized was the last pack, the Starmie pack as well. Apparently the Mega Starmies are just hiding all of the illustration rares tonight. Another QR code for you. By the way, if you are interested in the QR code of this actual ETB, let me know in the comments. The first person to ask for it, I'll give the code to. Did I move the energy already? I did. Cool. This pack features a green grass energy. Grass. And we have the lovely antique sale fossil item up first. This is another fossil card that is used to be evolved into the Amara Pokemon, which is one of my favorites. She's just so adorable. Sale fossil. We have another lovely 𝓒𝓭𝓬𝓬𝓮𝓼𝓼. The 𝓒𝓭𝓬𝓬 features 2 attacks, Tail Generator and Thundershock. The Tail Generator lets you choose a basic lightning card from your discard pile and up to the amount of energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Interesting. And attach them to your electric Pokemon in any way you like. If Raging Bolt hadn't been rotated out, then that would be very cool. Or actually, I think, does Raging Bolt still have 1 more year? I have to double check that. Its second attack, Thundershock, does 30 damage and has a potential to paralyze your opponent on a coin flip. Oh, we have a new one, the Ariados. He is the evolved form of Spinarak, the little spider friend, which I actually don't think we've pulled any tonight, which is surprising because he's a common card. He is seen here crawling down a lovely little leaf on the side of a fence, it looks like, in the city. Ariados. Oh, nice. lets you search for your deck for any Pokemon that does not have a rule box to add to your hand. So it basically lets you pull any Pokemon that's not an EX, which is very, very handy because it's one of the few items that lets you search for Pokemon in that way. We have another lovely 𝓔𝓺𝓻𝓭. She has an ability called Scent Collection, which reads, once during your turn, you may use this ability and search your deck for up to 2 basic psychic cards and add them to your hand. Very handy. We have a supporter card, Rosa's Encouragement. Rosa's Encouragement can only be used if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, but she lets you attach up to 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile back to any one of your stage 2 Pokemon. So it's a little bit specific and takes a bit to set up, but that is pretty handy if you can get it to work. And for our first reverse holo, we have another Rosa's Encouragement. Whoa, fun. We have a Hunter up next. I actually don't think I've pulled this card yet either. There's some very cool art on it. The Hunter is seen here flying through like a very snowy forest. All the trees have lost all their leaves already and are just covered in snow. And for our rare card of this pack, we have the Aurorus. Aurorus. I think that's how it's pronounced. Who is very beautiful. Kind of Brontosaurus-like fairy Pokemon. Well, technically he's water, but he looks fairy to me because of his giant wing gills. He features an ability called the Tundra Wall, where all of your Pokemon that have any Pokemon's attack damage is based on that, of how many are in your hand. So that could be really handy actually in the current meta. We have a Drapion up next. I feel like we've gotten a couple Drapions, but none of his basic form, the 𝓔𝓵𝓼. Its poison is potent, but it rarely sees use. This Pokemon prefers to use physical force instead of going on rampages with its car-crushing strength. Drapion. Well then, we have our first Barbicle of the evening. Barbicle. Barbicle is the evolved form of the Pinnacle, the tiny little particle buddy. And there was actually one of the 4 decks as well for the build and battle. He was the one I got the first night that I played, and unfortunately he was probably the weakest of the 4 decks, but I think he will be actually a lot more useful in like a Mega Lucario type fighting deck, because his ability Stone Arms lets you attach a basic fighting energy card from your hand to any one of your fighting Pokemon. And it doesn't say you can only, you can only do it once. Wait, once during your turn you may use this ability. Actually, so I'm not sure if you're allowed, if you have 2 of them on the bench, if you can do it twice, or if you can only use one of that ability. We'll have to double check the rules on that. Because I know we were definitely playing it where if we had more than one Barbicle, then you could attach 2 energies. We have another Naveen support deck card. Naveen. Hey, there's the Spinarak. We have a lovely little Spinarak. Seen here, dangling in its little web in the forest. I just love that the artist put the little dandelion poofs kind of flying around. There's some cute tiny little mushrooms there in the background and some yellow dandelions. Very fun. We have a reverse hollow of the Haunter. The Haunter has an ability called Haunt. And it lets you place 3 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. Very cool. And, fun! We have another EX card, the Lapras EX. Very cool. I didn't even know there was a Lapras in this set. Lapras is actually one of my favorite Pokemon as well. I use the plushie a lot that I got at the Pokemon Center when I was in Japan a couple years ago. The Lapras EX has an attack called 𝓒𝓵𝓼𝓻, which does 30 damage for each water energy attached to it. And then you switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Well, that's kind of interesting. Very cool. Lapras EX. We're doing very well on the hits tonight. I don't know if this set has better pull rates or not, but so far all my openings have been doing very well. My friend also opened his ETB the other day, and I think out of the 9 packs he got 1 SIR and 3 full arts. So very good set. which is the tool that I mentioned earlier that goes with the Mega Zygarde. So you attach it to the Mega Zygarde, and it gives it an additional attack called Geobuster, which does a whopping 350 damage, but you have to discard all the energy attached to him to use it, and it costs a whopping 4 fighting energy. So it's basically a giant power attack, and then you have to start over the next turn. Still very cool. There's not that many Pokemon that can withstand a 350 damage attack. Maybe like a Cynthia's Garchomp that has the Cynthia's Power Weight attached might be able to, because she has like 400 HP, I believe. We have yet another Drapion. The Drapion features 2 attacks, Rack Down for 60 and Hazardous Tail for 100, but it also does 70 damage to itself, and your opponent's active Pokemon becomes paralyzed and poisoned. Ooh, that's fun. We have another Judge. And yet another Judge, Reverse Hollow. So many judges. For our second Reverse Hollow, we have a Crushing Hammer. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Crushing Hammer. And for our last card in this pack, we have a 𝓒𝓪𝓻𝓭. The 𝓒𝓪𝓻𝓭's main attack is called Wreak Havoc, which does 160 damage, and you get to flip a coin until you get tails. And for every heads, you get to discard the top card of your opponent's deck. He's like the dinosaur version of the Wiglet. Yeah, it's Wook Trio actually that does that. I think that might have rotated out. I really hope it did, because I despised playing against that deck. Basically what the attack did is you would flip 3 coins, and for every heads that you got, it would discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. So they would just basically completely mill out your deck really fast. It's very obnoxious to play against. I have our Crushing Hammer. And a Judge. Well, if this was just a normal ETB, I would honestly be super happy with this pulse, but it is not, and we still have 2 more packs to go through. So let's see who's hiding inside this Mega Zygarde pack. Have you guys tried out any of these new decks in live yet? Let me know what your favorite is in the comments. We begin this pack with a grass energy. Green grass. And another pinnacle. It's so funny looking. I just love their expressions. 2 pinnacle live together on 1 rock. When they fight, one of them will move to a different rock. Oh no. Oh. There's that Rowlet that I mentioned earlier. Oh, he's so cute. I love him. He's just relaxing on this little thin branch up in the treetops, then overlooking the city off in the distance. It's beautiful. It's funny because I usually don't pick grass-type Pokemons for my starters, but Rowlet was one of the few exceptions for that. dissolve toxins in the air to instantly transform a ruined land into a lush field of flowers. Very cool. I feel like that description was actually used in the Pokedex entry in the previous version of the Shaman card. We are just building an army of judges today. I believe this is our 4th judge, either 4th or 5th. We have another Luxio. Funny because we've gotten a couple Luxio now as well, but I don't believe we've pulled a Shinx yet. The Luxio features an ability called Fighting Roar, which reads, if your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX, then your opponent's this Pokemon can evolve during the first turn or the turn you play it. Oh, that's really fun. Oh, that's really handy because normally you're not allowed to evolve a Pokemon the turn you play it or during the first turn. Oh. For our first reverse holo, we have the Landorus. It's always nice to get the reverse holos of the rare cards. I feel like if you're trying to master set, they're a little bit harder to find. The Landorus features 2 attacks, Rock Tumble for 50 damage, and Screw Knuckle. weeks we've gotten the Servine and the Superior, but I don't think we've pulled any Snivies tonight. We have another lovely 𝓔𝓚𝓻𝓭. Its scent is so overpowering that unless they happen to really enjoy the smell, trainers will have a hard time walking alongside it. Oh no. We have another Stadium Lumiosity, which we actually, let's see if I have it here. It's somewhere around. Oh, there it is. Actually, I pulled the full art of that during my build and battle as well. And it's a beautiful card. I just love the way that they outlined all the city with the hollow pattern. It's very cool. Lumious City. We have another lovely Talonflame. The Talonflame features an ability called Sky Hunt, which reads, once during your turn, you can use the ability and flip a coin. If heads, you get to discard a random card from your opponent's hand. For our first reverse hollow, we have the lovely 𝓔𝓚𝓻𝓭. Punch, punch, punch. The 𝓔𝓚𝓻 lets you heal 20 damage and remove a special condition from your active Pokemon. Very nice. Oh, that's the new one. For our next reverse hollow, we have the hole digging shovel. This shovel is specifically for digging holes. It lets you discard the top 2 cards of your own deck. Oh, that's really interesting, actually. Huh. I feel like that could be used like in some very interesting, like, old strategy decks. That's really cool. We'll have to think about how I would want to use this card. And for our final card of the night, we have another 𝓒𝓵𝓻𝓻𝓭